Hello, St. Louis. Welcome to OnSTL.com.
Joy, I'm sure you agree it's always a pleasure to have and meet someone here at Hello St. Louis who's doing something and giving back to the community in a very special and different way, and Nancy Carter would qualify.
What if I didn't agree?
Then we would have that debate. We'd kick Nancy out of the room.
No, but
I'm sure you do.
there's this whole world of Nancy that I just am not, aware of. First of all, she's a Tillis. You're a descendant.
I'm Cap Tillis, who donated Tillis Park in St. Louis
Wow.
County, is my great-great-uncle, my grandmother's uncle, and I grew up next to Tillis Park. My father was named for him, Andrew Tillis Carver.
Wow, that had to make you a little snobby growing up.
Oh, yes. I mean, my family
that's
owned
my
a park.
Get out of my park.
Not only that,
Exactly.
there's more than one Tillis Park. Did you know that?
No, I didn't.
See,
Where-
I wasn't the only one. There's another one on Filer.
On Filer in the city, right.
Ah.
Well, when my uncle donated the park to the city, and it was pretty much a rural area there, as the county grew, then more people used it in the county. So the city sold it to the county, and in return, then the city established another park in the city and also named it Rosalie Tillis Park.
So your next book is going to be the history of St. Louis parks. I can see this coming down
Yes.
Main Street. Right now she has a book called Making Tracks, the history of St. Louis horse racing. Am I correct on that?
Yes, exactly. And in fact, one of the sites of the racetrack was Fairgrounds Park. And my uncle was very interested in, once the racetrack ended there, in having the city buy that and make it into a park. And it did become a park.
And how did you know then that he was a horse track owner?
One day I was at the county library with my mother, and she was doing some research, and I just happened to see a New York Times obituary book. And I don't know why, I took it off and I just looked for family names, and I saw Tillis, and I saw an article about my uncle. And it was in that book that I learned that my uncle owned a number of racetracks in St. Louis with two other people, and also a number of racetracks in the country as well.
Huh. And so then what happened? You said, I'm going to find out about these racetracks and hunt them down?
Yes. Well, first I researched him, and I thought he was a very interesting man. But then I thought, these racetracks that he owned are interesting, but I wonder, were there other racetracks? So I decided to find out, and I found in total 18 racing venues here in St. Louis.
Really? Wow. And why do we not have them now? Laws changed?
The laws changed in 1905. The Progressive Party came into power, and Governor Folk came into power, and he ran on the ticket that he was going to end corruption in city government.
Oh,
And
It was
that'll
all
work.
at the racetrack.
There's an idea. Yeah.
that did not work out too well. So
They're still working on that.
so he decided, I'm going to go after consumption of liquor and gambling. And
Another good idea.
Yeah, so he closed the liquor establishments on Sunday, which angered a lot of Germans and Irish in the community. And then he decided he was going to start raiding the racetracks till they stopped. And he raided the Del Mar racetrack, which was the last racetrack, also one that my uncle owned with his two partners. And if you are familiar with the Loop area, the East Gate and West Gate were entrances to the racetrack.
How about
Really?
that?
Yeah, so the site that
fascinating.
Washington University is now developing was actually the racetrack site.
Wow.
Although it went farther north than that. But that was the site of the racetrack.
Now, of course, I'm sure you spend a lot of time in libraries and going through microfiche looking for all of this information, but did you also have help from within your family?
Yes, over the course of years, I had written another book about the Tillis family in Fort Smith, Arkansas. So I had interviewed different family relatives who are now deceased. And so I used that material, and I also researched in Arkansas. Also, one of my uncle's partners was Sella. Charles Sella family is here from St. Louis. They own Oaklawn Racetrack in Hot Springs, Arkansas. My uncle originally owned that with them. That was for a short time, and after they were sort of winding down. So the Sella family still owns Oaklawn Racetrack, and I visited that last year, where family members still have seats.
The book is called Making Tracks, The History of Horse Racing in St. Louis by Nancy Ellen Carver. And you're doing something very special with the sale of this book, aren't you?
Yes, I am. Well, my uncle, of course, most of his life was involved with horses, so I decided it would be a good thing for horses to give back to horses. So all the royalties for this book go to Therapeutic Horsemanship in Wentzville, Missouri, and they provide
All of the royalties.
all of them.
100% of the royalties.
100%, and I've even
Wow.
entered a contest for the best horse racing book in the country, and the winning a stipend is $10,000. So if I do win that, well, I'll go.
Can your fellow St. Louisans help you in any way with those
Yeah,
votes?
how do they
Well,
vote? St. Louisans, they'll get
Well,
behind you.
if you buy the book,
That'll
you
do
can
it?
also, that
Okay.
will do it, and that will
where?
also contribute. You can buy it at Barnes and Noble. It's in the sports section, not the local history book. You can buy it on Amazon.com, and you can buy it at your independent bookstores. And there's one in the Del Mar Loop area, and there's another big one. I can't.
Left Bank Books?
Left Bank Books, yes,
Okay.
and St. Louis Books in Kirkwood.
Central West End.
Yes, and
Christopher's in
Subterranean and,
Kirkwood. Subterranean.
yes, yes.
Okay,
Thank you,
there we
thank
go.
you.
Well, that's great.
Thank you very much, Nancy.
Nancy, that was really great information. And today's segment is made possible through the generosity of Trinkets Tea and Me, 2 blocks south of the Kirkwood train station at 217 South Kirkwood. For the best tea prices with over 80 teas, it's Trinkets Tea and Me.